That's right. That's right. That's right. You already know what's the deal whenever you hear that MVP chant, kid. It's the most valuable podcast in the world. Yeah. The Hitmen podcast. I got a full house tonight. I got the gang checking in. Cinco in here. KD in here. MG in here. What's the word? How y'all feeling, man?
Hey, it's all love, baby. Glad to be in the lab. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Back for another episode, man. Feeling good, man. A lot of NBA, a lot of NFL action. Let's go ahead, man.
313, what's up, bro? You good?
Yo, yeah, you already know, bro. Just enjoying the 21 game losing streak.
Damn.
Who y'all taking for anyway? Well, not y'all. I keep forgetting, bro. You ain't really claiming them. They the redhead stepchild for y'all.
Yeah, I'm in Golden State, so
How these couple weeks been for y'all, man? The holidays is kicking my ass right now. Money low, Christmas shopping been busting me down. KD,
money? What's that? You got some of that? What's that?
Shit. That's one of them. What you call it? Unnatural resources. What endangered species? These kids expensive, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Don't have no more, big dog. Don't have no more.
What's up, man? We in line for GTA 6 or what? We gotta make sure we have a life insurance policy situated. Make sure don't nothing happen to us between 9 and 2025.
Man, I'm out there at the midnight release like a little bitty kid.
Them hackers getting bread though, dog.
Huh?
I said them hackers getting bread. They talking about they wanted $2 million. Otherwise, they was gonna release the footage. The one dude that hacked it and released the footage a little while ago, he was serving some jail time. He said, when I get back out, I got more footage for y'all. I got more info.
Bro, why is this? Why is this kind of info so G14 classified nowadays?
Bro, these is money makers. What you mean?
It's the rollout.
Hey, man, when the game came out, you used to get previews, and that was it, bro. They literally fighting over these previews now.
It's like TV shows. You can't tell what happened for another 2 days. It's an embargo. Something happened on Power. You got to hold it for 2 days, bro. You can't even go to Twitter with it. Straight up.
Stay off all socials.
We appreciate y'all for tapping in with us, man. I know it's been a minute. We was getting life situated. Everybody been traveling for work and trying to get stuff situated before we get to the top of the 24, you heard. But we appreciate y'all sticking with us. It's a long ride, so don't forget, every time y'all tap in, make sure y'all hit us up. Check us out, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, wherever podcasts live, that's where we at. Can't forget about the mailbag, the Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Hit us up on the socials. I ain't going to go through all of that. We got a ton to talk about. Y'all know where to find us. Y'all know where we at. Y'all know what we here to do. You heard? That being said, man, speaking of buying some shit, let's get off into the BAMs, man. What we taking it? Y'all want to start with the latest or y'all want to start with the biggest? Which I want to do? Pause. My bad. Pause.
But bro, it's too early for that. But I say we start with the latest and greatest, man. Let's talk about this guy here trying to bully the
Draymond. Check it out.
What's going on with this guy, man?
In case y'all been living under a rock, Draymond Green got suspended for the 4th time in the calendar year. As of today, he's been suspended indefinitely by the NBA after his hit on Yusuf Nurkic last night. When the Warriors went to play the Suns, Draymond got a technical flagrant 2 suspended by the league earlier today. Coming off of a 5-game suspension from choking out Rudy Gobert. Do y'all think that he should be gone for the season? Do y'all think that the indefinite suspension is going to be longer than Ja Morant's? Like, we could talk about this for the entire pod. We got a ton to talk about, but this is nuts. My bro, like, fam is unhinged. Like, going after players, he's not even trying to show the hoop. He's just going out there trying to fight. That's like a hockey player without a stick. You know what I'm saying? Just out there just skating, looking for somebody to knock the fuck out.
Then somebody need to bust his ass.
I said the same thing earlier. I said, like, damn the suspensions. I think Draymond just need his ass whooped for real.
Because he didn't pull that shit with Boogie. He didn't pull that shit with Zach Randolph. He pulling that shit with Rudy Gobert. He pulling that shit with Nusef Nurkic. Come on, man. Like, when you gonna get the dogs that come at him, the bullies that bullies? When they was in the league or when they was giving his ass the blues, he was backing down. But truth be told, dog, as long as they let him do that in the league, he gonna keep doing it. And I'm if I'm Draymond, fuck it. If they gonna let me keep doing it, I'm gonna keep doing it. I paid a little 30,000, 50,000, keep on. But right now, this indefinite suspension, I think that shit gonna hurt his pockets and he might shape up a little bit. Indefinite is a long ass time.
I think the longer in the tooth you get, the older you get in the league, like you just start hacking for real, because your game start just disappearing. To be honest, my other question, and I want to pose this to Cinco, because we're gonna get into the Lakers lounge in a second, bro. Why is it that none of these players that's getting victimized by Draymond, why are none of their teammates going at Draymond?
Thank you.
Like I don't understand how all of these teams is letting this shit ride. A calendar year. He done been suspended 4 times, and nobody has been down to take the suspension right with him or take, you know what I'm saying? Like, take the fine, whatever.
Well, this last one, I do think Nurkic kind of was flopping a little bit too. I think he hit him.
What?
I think he
That
hit
man
him.
with a left hook.
Yeah, Nurkic was on the ground holding his lip, and he hit him in the side of his head. He put the towel on his face like he hit him in the nose. He hit him in the side of hit him on the side of
Yo,
the head.
are you for real, bro?
Yeah, go back and look at the footage, man. The man stayed on the ground for 5 minutes. He hit him on the side of the head, man. But I'll say this too though. This is what the Euro players do though. If anybody know what the Euro
Yo,
is about,
hold on. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Even in soccer.
go ahead, man.
Yo, you cool?
Even
Is you
in
cool,
soccer.
bro? Like, you dead ass?
No. Go back and look at the footage, man. I had to go back and look at it myself.
He hit him in the side of the head, bro.
Are y'all for real? Y'all dead ass?
No, seriously. He hit him like right by like the back of the ear.
He hit him like in his ear.
Area.
Yeah, he hit him like in his side, his face, his ear. Yeah, he did.
Bro, have you ever been hit in your ear?
Exactly.
Your whole
Okay, but
motherfucking
here's the
head
thing.
start
Here's the
ringing.
thing.
I don't.
Two
I
things
don't
can be true.
disagree with
Two
y'all
things
that it
can
was
be
hurt.
true.
Yes,
two
I don't
things can
agree
be
with
true.
y'all that it hurt. I don't agree with it. But I also seen the man holding his lip and put the towel over his nose and holding his mouth like he hit him in his nose and his mouth, and he didn't. He hit him on the side of his face, the side of his ear.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Nurkic definitely
He put a little extra on it. But
he definitely sold it. He was in a Shawn Michaels bag for a second.
Yeah, he made sure they went and looked at it. He made sure they looked at it. He scored the next possession. He scored the next possession.
Both things can be true though, because it was excessive and deliberate from Draymond, if you ask me. But the selling of it was excessive too. Like, both things are true.
He scored the next possession.
I thought I was gonna get on here with some sound-minded,
bro.
sane
These dudes is
people.
savages.
Y'all
bro.
coming straight out of a comic book, G.
Nah,
What
bro,
are
the
y'all?
towel over the face.
What
was
are y'all
excessive, bro. Come
talking
on,
about,
dog.
bro?
The towel over the face is excessive,
Come
dog.
on,
Like,
the man was
Draymond,
Draymond
gave this nigga a Superman punch, spun around and backhanded
even a
with a
closed
closed
fist, bro.
fist.
He hit him with his palm. It wasn't even closed fist.
Stop.
Go look at the replay.
Everybody stop.
Back and look at it.
Yo,
Go
everybody
back
stop.
and look at it.
Yo, everybody
I had
stop.
to look at it myself.
Everybody stop. 2.5 weeks ago, this nigga ran to the middle of the court, had nothing to do with what was going on the court, and started choking out Rudy Gobert for no reason.
Nah, bro. Draymond was being the teammate that you want other people to be for him.
Nah, bro. Okay.
Now the Rudy, I actually thought he should have
My
got more
personal
games
bias
than Rudy
against
Gobert.
Rudy Gobert aside,
I promise I
y'all
did
know
not
I hate
expect this
Rudy.
to go this way at all.
Y'all know I
thought we
hate
was gonna
Rudy
have
Gobert, so I'm all in favor of Draymond choking him out, right?
This is nuts.
What the
But Draymond has, and as the resident Warriors fan here, Draymond got to go. He doing too much. He doing way too much.
March 1st, he got his 16th technical foul for the 2022-23 regular season. Had to sit out a game. April 1st, he got the flagrant for stepping on Sabonis' chest that y'all just seem to think was not an issue either.
He didn't step on him.
No, I didn't say that. No. The issue is if people were trying to figure out if he did it on purpose.
He then they gave him a Hulk Hogan leg drop, and y'all talking about it was light.
He definitely did it on purpose.
November 5th, 5 games for putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock. And then today, indefinitely suspended for striking Nurkic. According to the NBA, he's going to have to speak with some league officials and I guess undergo some sanctions before he's able to return to the court.
So pretty much, he just got to kiss a little ass, go to a little class, and smile and kiss baby.
It's not that simple though, bro. Like this essentially like cripples the Warriors in terms of a playoff berth. If it's anything,
crippled him when he was there. What you mean?
I agree.
5 games was tough. If it's anything, first of all, I think he should get 20. I think he should get 20 because he's a repeat offender. Anything
I
under
give him the whole season. I don't want him on the court.
I'm with you to an extent. I would say like on the lenient side, if it's anything less than 20 games, like that's crazy. But 20 game suspension, even in itself, that cripples them in terms of making the playoffs, if at all.
They weren't gonna make it with him.
I'm not so sure that they weren't gonna make it.
Draymond did positive this year for them.
I'm not gonna say they weren't gonna make it, but
bro, Draymond wasn't the make or break for them. He is literally useless to them right now.
Can I pose one question for everybody real quick, and then we can spill? Just one quick question.
What up?
Are we writing off the Warriors too early?
Too early? Like y'all wild?
No.
You don't think so?
They haven't made a
bro. I have watched every Warriors game for the last since 2014. This ain't it, bro.
They got to trade. They got a trade or two to make. They can't.
If that trade includes getting rid of Klay Thompson, bum ass, and Andrew Wiggins, then sure.
Say what, bro?
Weren't they struggling last year around the same time when they were trying to put Kuminga in rotation?
Exactly.
Trying to get James
Kuminga ain't the
Wiseman
problem. If y'all don't want to admit what the problem with the Warriors is, then it ain't, bro.
No. I know that there's a deeper problem. I'm just asking. Like we can't. I just feel like whenever we write them off too quick, them motherfuckers get 50 and 60 games down the stretch, and here they are.
They still have the same issue they had last year.
Shit, you know?
They can't guard point of attack, and they can't guard the perimeter. They literally have the same. That issue has not been fixed.
That's Dre and Klay. That's Moody. That's Kuminga.
Klay can't defend anymore. Dre's not a perimeter defender. He's a help side defender.
Here's the thing, though. Here's another thing.
They don't, bro. It's been the same issue as last year. Like, they can't defend. Like, it's not changing. They don't have any bigs. They don't rebound. They have no rim protection.
Check me out, though.
And Steph is the only person on the team who can score. Like,
check me out.
Damn.
Though. You just spoke to my point. Steph Curry, these past 3 years have been like prime time years. And if it was anybody else, and I don't want to pile on, but if it was LeBron, we'd be up in arms. Most of the time they say, oh, he needs some help. We got to make a monster trade. We got to make a situation happen. And LeBron would be very vocal, like, yo, I'm playing the best basketball of my life right now. We can't waste this. Steph Curry's never going to complain about the situation, obviously, because he's not going to leave. He's not going nowhere. But everything else around him is expendable. So with Draymond being out indefinitely, they don't really have nobody that they can go and get that's going to give you the same type of production prime time that Draymond would give you. So what do you do?
What production does he give you?
I'm saying at the peak of his powers, like whatever he can give you.
Yeah, that was like 7 years ago.
Damn.
Draymond ain't been get. Draymond peaked in 2015-16. Like, he ain't been the same since.
Wiggins is the biggest issue.
Wiggins is the issue.
Right? Wiggins.
He ain't the only issue.
Draymond is the biggest issue. But then you got Klay playing.
No, the biggest issue is Wiggins. The biggest issue is Wiggins. Wiggins is one of the sole reasons why they won the championship a few years ago.
Word. He was the second best player in that finals. You're right. Second
best player in the finals. He guarded every great perimeter defender, every great perimeter offensive player in every series, and did an okay job. Okay job
they
against
also
Fox.
Had Jordan
did
Poole
very good against Tatum.
Like the first 2 rounds.
I wouldn't say carry him. He had his moments. He had very good moments.
The dude was averaging the dude was putting up Steph Curry numbers.
Yeah, like he was every other game. He was terrible in the Kings series. He was absolutely. He was almost unplayable in the Kings series.
But I'm talking about during the title run.
Damn.
During the title run.
He was almost unplayable.
He was ridiculous in the title.
He was almost unplayable in the Kings series. He couldn't guard.
He was useless in the Maverick series too in the conference finals day.
Do we feel like 20 games for Draymond is too much, just enough, too little?
Not enough.
He'll sit out.
Hey, let's do some math.
I want him gone. I didn't think they should have re-signed him. Like I
If
want
his
him gone.
suspension is under 20 games, he'll lose $153,941,000 per game. If it's over 20 games, he'll lose $202,922 per game.
Mm.
When you start hurting the pockets, motherfucker gonna start acting right.
Not Draymond.
You don't think so?
No, because here's
So
the
he
thing.
gets suspended. Let's say he gets suspended
Here's the thing.
indefinitely.
He
They
goes
don't bring him back
unchecked.
till after All-Star break.
He goes
You don't think
unchecked.
that
Steve
make him
Kerr
get right?
enables him. No, because Steve Kerr enables him, and Steph Curry does as well. And y'all know Steph is my favorite player. But those two enable Draymond because they sit there and say, "Oh, we need Draymond to be Draymond. That's what makes this team work." He ain't changing.
I think 20 games is right there where like the line needs to be drawn because we already 22, 23 games into the season.
Right.
You talking half the season at that point. And without
20
Dray,
games would put him to the All-Star break.
say what, bro?
20 games would put him right before the All-Star break. He would come back in January 25th.
Oh God.
I
don't
think
want
he
him
needs to
back,
sit down
bro.
until after All-Star.
No, sit him down forever.
That would be 30 games.
I don't want him on this team. Like I do. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand.
I'm gonna give y'all one more question, and then we're gonna move around because we got a ton to talk about when it comes to the league. The antics, the whatever's going on in that situation. Who deserves the second most blame? Obviously, Draymond is the main culprit, but when it comes to after that, is it Steve Kerr? Is it Steph? Is it Don Levy as the GM? Is it Lakem? Who else should be like in that seat with him?
I'm gonna do
Kerr
you
and
one
Steph
better.
Curry together.
I'm gonna say Bob Myers.
He not there no more.
I know it, but you orchestrated this. You put this together. You made Draymond such a vital piece of what you were doing in Golden State that he felt like he could do whatever he wanted to do and not be touched.
The
So
argument
like you laid the groundwork
Bob
for
Myers
that.
ain't the one who re-signed him.
and the argument could be made that he saw this coming. He read the tea leaves. That's why he got up out of there a year
That's
before
why he
it
got
really
up
took
out
out.
of there. But
Bob
let me
Myers
also
ain't the one
say
who re-signed him.
I fool with Bob Myers. I like Bob Myers.
Shout out to Bob Myers.
Shout out to
I'll
Bob.
tell you
But
right
if it ain't
now,
broke,
if it came
MG,
down
why
to
fix
it, and Steph and Steve Kerr did not want Draymond there, Draymond would not be there. Point blank. Period. Draymond is still there because Steph and Steve Kerr want him to be.
Draymond is still there because he's a championship piece. Look at what the Bulls did when Dennis Rodman was doing all his antics. Yeah, they didn't want that motherfucker there, but they know that by having him, they have a way
won
better
3 before
chance than
Dennis
they do
Rodman,
without him.
and Dennis Rodman was coming off of the bench. People forget that Dennis Rodman
All
was
right,
not
true
starting
statement.
on those.
It's
Bulls
crazy
teams.
that
He
we
was
talk
coming
about
off of the bench.
It's crazy that we talking about Draymond and Dennis Rodman in the same vein. Let's
It's not even close because Dennis Rodman will go out there and get me 15 rebounds. Draymond gonna get me 5 rebounds and pass the ball. Whoop-de-doo. Like, get him going. He's not that good. He's just not that good. Like, what does he do?
Let's keep it on the West Coast though. Katie, you was out in Vegas on site
I was.
for the in-season tournament. Shout out to the Lakers. We're gonna get into the Lakers lounge with Cinco in a second. But they took on the first inaugural NBA Cup. I wanted to clear out for you so you could get your ISO off. Tell us how everything went in Vegas. Like, what was the vibe? What was the feel? Because I'm even after all that, I'm still not a fan of the concept of it. I think it's way too gimmicky. I think it's really more so of a money grab, and I'll get into mine in a second.
Okay.
But I wanted to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. You was out there for the entire time for the semis and for the final round. How did everything go in Vegas?
I will echo some of the testaments that some of the counterparts like from ESPN, TNT. The league actually got this right. They're trying to engage. The league has been trying to engage fans, has been trying to get the viewership up for the games that come before the All-Star break. We know that during this time you got football going on. You have baseball going on until October. Like when basketball first starts, you have so much other stuff going on that the viewership isn't really there.
The writer strike is over, so now everybody back to watching sweeps on TV. Brand new TV shows is out during the middle.
And that's the thing that I was worried about happening, but I don't think so. Because you've built such compelling stories with this in-season tournament. Look at how many people are looking at the Pacers now. Look at how many people are seeing what the Pacers are doing over there. Look at how many people are now paying attention to the problems down in New Orleans.
Right.
Like a lot of things that we didn't see on a national forefront from a few of these teams that made it to this part of the tournament. like those things get to be brought to the national forefront, so you get a little bit more viewership on those particular teams. Because now motherfuckers gonna want to look on TV and see when Zion go to the free throw line. Do he really got a belly like Stephen A. said he did? Or they gonna want to see, you know what I'm saying, shit like Tyrese Halliburton? Is he really still capable of putting up these type of numbers all season long as what he's been playing out of his mind? So I feel like they built stories with these other teams and with this in-season tournament. So I feel like it kind of did what it needed to do. What I don't like about it is we not popping champagne for a mid-season cup. I'm just not a fucking fan of that. Like, we're not raising the banner for a mid-season in the tournament, because at the end of the day, what these motherfuckers gonna try to say is when they go to comparing the greats and they start talking about the GOATs, they gonna say, well, LeBron won the first in-season tournament. So fucking what? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the in-season tournament should be a rites of passage. It's just like something for rules of engagement. It's something just to sweeten the deal for some of those younger guys who don't have a big contract for you to get an extra little payday, add a little incentive, and it's just something to get fans more engaged in the first half of the season, in my opinion. And if I gotta say whether the league got it right or wrong, I feel like they got it right.
How speaking of the fans, how did it look when you was inside T-Mobile? Like, they had the first game at 4:00 in the afternoon Central. You feel me? And then obviously, because it's on the West Coast, it's a 2 hour, 3 hour, maybe 4 hour drive from Vegas. So it had to be heavy Lakers in there, right?
It was a heavy Laker presence, and whether you believe it or not, bro, like Indy's presence was really big out there, which surprised me. I saw a lot of Pacers fans, but Lakers purple and gold was everywhere, dog. Kobe jerseys, LeBron jerseys, all that stuff was everywhere, and that was both days. That was Thursday for the semifinals and all that, and then Friday for the finals, bro. It was crazy. But I will say this, man. I saw just about every team have some kind of representation there, and I saw fans like really engaged, and it almost felt like a Super Bowl or an NBA Finals-esque activation with two networks being there with all of the different NBA the fan experience that they had going on. So it was a pretty big like experience type deal. But again, like I said, the league got it right, man. It was dope to be a part of, and then it was the first time that the networks crossed over on air, so it was a pretty big deal.
We talked about that off mic. It was a pretty big rollout. I think
they got it right. Yeah. But it was cool though, man. I wouldn't recommend anybody staying in Vegas for that long. Only go to Vegas for a couple of days, because a week in Vegas, man, you're gonna either make some really bad decisions. But nah. All in all, man, it was a good deal, man. I think the league got it right. I did not think the Lakers were gonna win, but the league did a good deal.
Where my Zion? Hold
on, man. You don't even want to talk about that. Hey, I will say this, man. Chris, you and I have been around a lot of this NBA. We actually saw Zion last year in that was last year in New Orleans. The boy was almost back to looking like he was about something. Man, I seen that man this year, dog, and no disrespect to that man or what he got going, man. That dude built like a Buick.
Hold on.
I think we kind of went into the game too, like Castegas.
What?
like the old Buick, like the old round body Buick that sit low to the ground, like a LeSabre. Like I'm thinking like a '92 LeSabre with the rag top. Bro is not
a Bonneville with the big back, Aurora
with the big back. Yes, sir. That's the one. That's the one. Bro doesn't give you professional basketball player vibes at all, and it's scary because you know that those lower extremities are gonna be a problem. It's already a problem now, and it's gonna be even more of a problem, dog. Because he shouldn't be that big, dog.
Cinco, how you feel about the Lakers taking home the first one? And they gonna fly a banner at crypto, dog.
Yeah, they doing a little too much. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They got rings. They gave out medals, necklace, T-shirt, goggles.
They want to do a ring for the for the younger players. They could sell them and get them a little bit more cash.
What's up with y'all, bro? Y'all winning all of the insignificant shit. Y'all won the fake bubble championship. Then they turn around and win the 25-game championship.
Yeah, bro. Stitch that together with the bubble title, and you might have half a title.
Anyhow.
That's the title, man. That's a title.
all of this is a money grab. I feel like they're not gonna keep paying out $500,000 per player every year out the NBA budget. I feel like next year's gonna be the State Farm NBA Cup, the Progressive NBA Cup, the CarMax NBA Cup. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get a big dog
Let have
sponsor.
an in-season tournament to get motherfuckers to do their job and play hard. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah, that's nasty too. That's nasty work too.
I do think it's a good team. It brings good team chemistry, right? Because you got younger guys who, like, I heard some older veteran guys say, I'm not a big fan of it. I really ain't. I'm like, but what about your guys that's making 2 million? They on contract for 1 million, 1.5. You expect them to play hard every night, every day in practice, but you can't play hard in what is it? 6 games, 7 games. You know what I'm saying? To help them get a little extra bread. So I didn't
Crimea
really,
River,
I didn't,
NBA player
yeah, I
making
didn't
$1
really
million.
get that. You know what I'm saying? And Brian made sure he talked about it too. You heard Brian. Brian said we're gonna
Of
get
course, he made sure. My
it
bad. Let me chill.
for my young guys over there. I'm gonna get some extra cash for my young guys. They already asked me when we get the money. They need the damn money. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, I was pressed though. They beat some really good teams, man. They beat some really good
They did.
teams.
DeMar DeRozan was vocal. DeMar DeRozan was vocal.
They played
talking
in the
about
weakest fucking bracket of the fucking tournament.
DeMar DeRozan was vocal, saying that he didn't appreciate like the point differential thing where people were running the score up at the end of games. They up 20 and they still shooting because the point differential was going to determine the seeding. Orlando was a victim of it, right? They went damn near undefeated and they pulled, but they didn't make it because they didn't have the points. So it's. I heard the phrase that a couple weeks ago when people were analyzing it. They said the NBA selling ass. They selling offense essentially. Like we trying to grab eyes. We're trying to grab younger audiences because most of the time the NBA lives on social. If you're not a basketball purist or an enthusiast, then most of the time people are getting their highlights or they're getting the digest of the game off of X or off of Instagram or any of these basketball social sites, House of Highlights or you know what I'm saying? Like any of that. So in terms of keeping them engaged, they want to sell points. They want to sell high scoring games. They want to sell excitement. So they can not only sell the viewership, but they can get people to buy tickets and actually come to see these games live. I'm not a fan of it. Like I want to see basketball. I ain't saying we got to go back to the 90s where it's like 78-77 is the final score. But like, come on, bro. All of this stuff is a money grab at the end of the day.
Man, somebody said an interesting stat to me the other day. They said the lowest points per game average in the entire NBA is 103 points.
Nuts. That's crazy. That's the low. That's on the low end, bro.
That is the lowest.
We're
like
talking
the
40
best,
point, 37 point first quarters out of teams. That's not defense. That's not competitive. So when you say like, yeah, it gets the teams to play hard or it gets them to play in a more competitive atmosphere, it's them getting more shots. It's not necessarily them having heavier competition. Now, I will say some of the positive points that came out of it, we did get to see some, like you said, lower market teams and some of the young superstars that are going to be up and coming. Tyrese Halliburton emerging. Zion getting some more national television coverage. The Orlando Magic getting some screen time. Like, it's good to see, like, there's youth, there's excitement, there's energy in the league, and it's not just top heavy where we seeing Jason Tatum every night or LeBron and AD every night or KD and the Phoenix Suns every night. There's still good basketball being played coast to coast. And fuck $500,000, put $1 million up. $2 million. The league got it. They good for it.
Yeah, bro. They be acting like they ain't got the money for it.
Right, they be trying to front. Oh, we're gonna throw y'all a couple of 500,000. The league minimum to get in is what 3.5. One, I thought it was $5 million for the exception.
About to lose like $500,000 for missing 3.
And they got to pay taxes on it too.
I mean, you might see that if they, like you said, they get those big sponsors. Like you might see that. So, I mean, guys gonna carry it in.
Chris, you just said it biggest day. The NBA selling ass. Cause did you see? That was just the NBA Cup, right?
Right.
That was just the NBA in-season tournament MVP, right? They didn't have any type of sponsorship attachment to it. It wasn't the Kia in-season tournament MVP. It wasn't none of that yet, right?
Right.
So of course they selling ass. Cause guess what? Once it becomes the YouTube TV or the Apple TV or the State Farm or the Kia, once it gets that whatever major endorsement is gonna be, I'm pretty sure they're gonna amp it up to $1 million. I'm pretty sure everybody on the team.
I don't think it needs. I don't think it needs to be necessarily incentivized by money. Stacey King, shout out to Stacey King. He had a great tweet the other day about trying to attach some type of incentive to winning the cup. I'm gonna read it here. It said, how about putting the lottery teams in an end of season tournament for the right to a top draft pick? Do away with the current lottery format and play end of season tournament and make these teams earn the number one pick instead of just tanking for it. So by the same rationale for the end season tournament, what are we doing? Are we gonna guarantee a playoff spot or playoff swap? I mean, it might be too early if you're 20 games in. You don't know. Say the Lakers, God forbid, say the Lakers win the cup and then AD goes down for the season. And then now their season is, okay, but are they still aligned to a playoff spot? I just think it needs to be a little bit more incentive.
So you feel like there needs to be more of a reward when it comes to the actual league.
I'm saying it needs to be more sanctioned because if I'm trying to get that 500,000, I'm gonna play hard the first 20 games or so to get in because they all made money. Whoever got to the semifinals and the finals, they all made money. I think Indiana got $250 per player, right. or the loser of the game. Yeah, I think Indiana got $250, and then New Orleans and I'm blanking on who the other team was in the semifinals. Milwaukee. I think all their players got some bread too. Might have been 100,000. Nevertheless, though, if I'm a young boy, I'm gonna play hard as hell to get that. Right? I still want to make the team, but if I'm a superstar, it's like, all right, I might do that. Case in point, LeBron just won the cup and then he didn't play tonight when they played San Antonio.
San Antonio.
You know what I'm saying?
They played the Mavs yesterday.
He did. He played the Mavs yesterday and they won. They lost. They lost to the Mavs.
Oh, no. They didn't beat us.
Right, they lost to the Mavs, but then you turn around and play San Antonio. This is gonna be your first time playing Wembanyama, which is gonna be a ratings getter because he's gonna be one of them ones, and he sat out. It's like, all right, I gave y'all enough. I went crazy on the NBA Cup. I came in and gave y'all a mid-season classic or early season classic against Luka, and now I'm chilling on y'all. So my thing is like, if it's not about the money, we said the same thing about the dunk contest years ago. We want to see the superstars. We don't want to see a mundane contest. Put some bread on it.
That's what
how long are we going to depend on LeBron James?
That's my point. That is exactly my point. If they weren't incentivized if the bread didn't incentivize him to get into the dunk contest, if the bread didn't incentivize these guys to play harder in the All-Star game, what makes y'all think that just this little bitty pinch of a piece of bread is going to get them to be incentivized to play harder at the beginning of the season when primetime football is in full effect? When everybody's still traveling, getting ready for the holidays is in full effect. People not paying attention to basketball until after Christmas. And they're not going to shorten the season. I just got word NBC's trying to make a bid to bring the NBA back to them as early as 2025. It's not just money.
It's a culture problem.
It's a culture problem. You're right.
It's a culture problem. It goes beyond the money. It is again. And you can, and I'm not going to reference back in the day NBA because I feel like that's
right. We passed it. We off that.
The NFL, they play 16 games and they put their bodies on the line every week. The minute people on the team feel like their teammates ain't giving it they all, we hear about it in the post game interview. How many times have you heard people on bad teams say, "There's some guys on this team that got to figure out if they want to be on this team or not, or if they want to play in the NFL or not?" Right? Like it's a culture thing. Like in the culture of the NFL is 16 games, well 17 now. I'm sorry. You play as hard as you can. Like period, regardless. Right? Like you don't hear about this in no other sports.
I will say the NFL sucks right now though. If anybody been watching the games,
Well,
this year has been kind of bad with the scoring. Like it's been
the last 2 or 3 weeks been awful.
Plus injuries to your marquee players. This is the year to back up quarterback or the backup whoever.
But in general, you don't hear about people not playing hard in the NFL. Like if they are not playing hard, they get called out for it.
Word.
Right? Like the whole thing with Chase Claypool earlier this season with the Bears. That was right on Front Street.
Let's not speed past. We're gonna get to the NFL in a second. I want to stay here.
No, I'm not. I'm just speaking in general about the effort part. Like even though the Bears were a bad team, the fact that Chase Claypool was not playing hard was literally on Front Street. We don't get that with the NBA. We don't.
I know you just mentioned back in the day. We ain't going back in the day. I want to talk about these old ass coaches for a minute before we get into the NFL. You seen Popovich get on the mic to had Kawhi's back when they on the other team. He's on the other team for some reason. He tried to scold the crowd and told them not to boo. And then you seen Steve Kerr complaining about how loud the music was at the Footprint Center in Phoenix, only for the DJ to troll him and turn it into a mix, which was fire, by the way. I thought that was a dope response. But it just seemed like there's between the in-season tournament and these like personalities from throwback from the 90s and the 2000s, it just seems like there's a gap starting to be created between the older folks or the NBA lifers and the new blood or the new infusion of youth and talent into the NBA product. So I'm just trying to figure out where's the happy medium. I was playing 2K today and I was like, man, this shit boring as hell. Like, I'm over it. I'm tired of it. But I just think that I want to salute Adam Silver for taking a stab at something, because he's really been at the forefront of trying to innovate and change the game and make it more marketable to younger crowds and infusing energy into it. But at the same time, like, at some point, we can't just continue to experiment with people's money. We got to find something that's going to stick and let it stick. This whack ass play in, play off situation, the All-Star game, the live draft, you saw when they go to Indiana, they're going to go back to the traditional East versus West, which they should have never got away from in the first place. But I feel like they're just trying stuff. I don't think the NBA is doing that bad to where they have to try stuff and be this experimental for people that want to, like, continue to bang with it. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying everything
So
except the one thing people
go.
ask them for, which is more defense. That's crazy.
Right. That's the simple answer. That's the simple fix.
That's crazy.
Like, they're trying to walk around it. What you was about to say, Cinco? I ain't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, I was just gonna say, I know you're talking about just pure NBA and the age gap between, some of the coaches, league officials, blah blah blah. It's not just the NBA. It's sports period right now. Like, I saw that. I would say I saw it coming the last few years in college basketball when you
Baseball
start
too.
seeing some of the older college basketball. Yep, you just saw Dusty says he's retiring. When it comes to MLB, I just think these guys are they got to fizzle out. The older coaches, the older officials, they got to fizzle out. You got to get some new blood
Word.
into these teams, into these leagues, so it can rejuvenate itself.
Word.
And the NBA is probably going to be at the forefront of that. You see Greg Popovich, and I listen. I think Greg Popovich is a great coach, top two coach, one or two, whatever you want to put him, all time. But let's just call it a spade a spade. They've been bad for a long time,
Word.
and that would not go with any other team. If he was having these type of seasons on any other team, or if he was any other coach, he'd be gone.
Same conversation for Bill Belichick right now too.
And you're starting to hear rumbles that he might be out.
Word.
So, just these older coaches have to fizzle out for us to get some new blood into the league. Listen, and I keep telling people the NBA is going to be at a crossroads when LeBron leaves. You have to
Good
figure out
point.
who's going
For
to
sure.
be who's going to be the next face of your league, who's going to be your next villain, who's going to be your primetime player who gets 40, 45 games on TV every week all season. Like, they're going to have to be innovative and finding who's that going to be. People want it to be Luca. Is he too boring? Is he good enough? Can he win enough games? People think Jokic is boring to watch, but so they got to figure it out.
And don't get me wrong. Before we move on to the NFL, what I'm saying is I'm not saying that the NBA is too gimmicky by itself. What I'm saying is the NBA has been at the forefront of trying to innovate for years now. The NBA cannot be the only league that's trying to experiment in terms of getting younger, getting more energetic, getting more eyes on their product. Everybody else is trying to stay traditional. Like the MLB fought the pitch clock for forever, but people can't sit and watch 3-hour baseball games and continue to get the same ratings that they hoping for
Especially
from
not in the
playoffs.
heat.
Well, I think the NBA has a bigger issue than the other leagues. And that issue it's a talent issue.
What you mean?
As much as I hate LeBron, He's a generational talent, right? Like he is a undeniable generational talent, and regardless of where you want to put him on your all-time list, there's no argument about it. He's a top 10 player, regardless of where you rank him. He's a top 10 player of all time, right?
Fact though.
Steph Curry, you can argue what you want about Steph. Steph has really been the needle mover when it comes to ratings. If you look at the highest, viewed games over the last,
he's been the face of the league for the past 10 years. Him and
he's been part of like the last 8, the 8 most watched games of the last 10 years, basically.
Right.
Even the games that didn't have LeBron included. But are there any players in the league right now that you see as potential top 10 players of all time? And this is the first time that we'll be having to ask this question about the NBA in a long time, because we had LeBron, we had Kobe, we had Jordan. There's nobody in the league right now that I look at as like, oh yeah, he's going to be a top 10 player.
Jokic, maybe outside chance, outside shot. If they get 2 more rings out there, and he maybe.
Well, the reason I say that is because look at the top 10, right? That's not an easy place to get.
No, it's not. You're right. I think the closest.
Most of those people. Okay.
Do your thing. You got it.
Oh, most of those people in the top 10 are people who were the draws of the game too, right? We're talking the Kobe's, the Shaqs, the Magics, the Larrys. Like, they weren't just great. Most of them weren't just great players, outside of like a Tim Duncan, right? Like, most of them were draws too. So,
well, you just seen Nikola get ejected last night in the Bulls game. They said Chicago's Serbian community is probably one of the biggest in the country. You know what I'm saying? So
wasn't it on like Serbian Heritage Night or something?
Yeah, and they booed when he got ejected, and it was an away game. You feel me? So,
but I mean, again, just think, we went from having Jordan to right into Kobe.
There you go. There you go. That's what I was waiting on you to get into right there, MG. Like, anytime the balance of power has shifted in the NBA, like we went from one era to the next, like we were able to seamlessly transition into that next era because you had the next superstar already budding. It was already coming of age. You don't have that
even
in
if you
the
look
NBA
at the NFL,
right now.
like coming out of the Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady era, here goes Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Yeah, you're right. You're
Dropped right on our lap. But the NBA, and nobody
Dak
ever wants
Prescott.
to talk about this, but if you he getting there. He getting there though. I'll give him his credit.
We gonna but y'all, what do y'all think about Tatum? No,
he's not a superstar.
He's not a superstar.
Okay, I just wanted to ask.
He's a star. He's a star. He's not a superstar.
And that's not necessarily got to do with his game either, but it also has to do with like conversation drivers, right? Like, you don't hear people just out and about like, oh, is Tatum gonna surpass LeBron, or is Tatum gonna be better than Kobe? Like, you don't hear those type of conversations like we heard with the other people, right?
Fair
like
enough.
2 years in with Patrick Mahomes, we were already debating if he was a top 10 quarterback.
Speaking of Pat Mahomes, man, let's talk about these past couple of weeks in the NFL. Obviously, the biggest conversation of the weekend was Pat Mahomes really being disappointed, really being upset about nothing. Nothing. It was nothing. Shit.
Your receiver offsides.
Yeah. He was salty that the calls finally didn't go their way, and Buffalo ended up winning in the primetime game. But before we even get to the Chiefs, check it out. I know you said before we started this that you was waiting on this for weeks, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear out. Everybody clear out. Do your thing, bro. You got it.
I'm gonna let the jam play for y'all.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
Cause goddamn it, we are. You ain't gotta ask me nothing. You ain't gotta ask me no question about whether we them boys or not. I don't understand why at 10-3 we still having a conversation about who the Cowboys are. We showing you week in and week out. People gonna say, oh, well, they ain't beat nobody. We beat whoever they put on the goddamn schedule. Do you understand me? We should have beat Philadelphia when we played in Philadelphia. I felt like the football guys were on y'all side, but guess what? That ass couldn't run from this whooping. Guess what? We put boots to asses. We opened up that hole in the stadium and gave our sacrificial bird up to the Lord and told him to take this. put that foot in that ass, man. I had me a good Philly Eagle steak. You know what I'm saying? Extra cheese on mine. My boy Dak Prescott is playing out of his mind. 88 looking great like it did in any era of Cowboy football. The defense is acting stupid. Like, I don't see if this team continues to rise as they have in the past 5 or 6 weeks, getting better and better every week. Y'all better be ready for me in Vegas, because I'm cowboy dripped out. What my boy Kodak say? I got my jersey on, I got my hat on, I got my forces on. I'm gonna have my swag on. I'm gonna play.
Cowboys supposed to be playing tonight. What the fuck is going on?
Do you?
I got my hat on. I got my jersey on. I got my forces on. I got my swag on. I done prayed to my Jesus. Everything, won't it?
Goddamn me. Dak Prescott had such a big time turning over the ball last year that we ridiculed him all the way up until now about turning the ball over. In the last 7 games, that man has 22 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Come on, man. What more do you want from me?
When you hit an MVP chant, you already know what's the deal, man.
You feel me? I mean, if this was any other quarterback but the quarterback with the star on his helmet, he'd be the front runner for MVP with unanimously.
I can't even argue with you. You're right.
But because he got that star on his helmet and his name is Dakota Rain Prescott, Rain Dakota Prescott, it's gonna be a problem.
You know, I thought it was Daiquiri. You know, I thought it was Daiquiri for the longest of time, bro. No disrespect. I thought it was Daiquiri Prescott for the longest of time. I don't know why.
No, Rain Dakota, man. Rain Dakota, man. Put some respect on that man's name. Because really, I mean,
best record in the league right now.
Absolutely.
After beating Philly, they got the tiebreaker, so they're the best in the division, obviously.
Check. Shout out to Rob Tyson. Video coming soon.
Oh yeah, shout out my boy Tyson. Listen, man, I can't really argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. Y'all turned that whole thing around. Tony Pollard wasn't able to sniff the end zone for a little while, but Dak kept it moving. The defense been going crazy. Draymond Diggs went down. It still didn't make a difference, and y'all was able to take down the Eagles, who everybody thought was it was them and the 49ers in the NFC. But y'all got something to say about it. So shout to the Cowboys.
It's just the Niners. It's just the Niners now.
Damn.
He gave you 2 minutes straight. You still
You don't get no respect.
Hey, they put the beats on y'all. I don't want to hear it about the Niners. They put the beats on y'all. I ain't gonna argue with you about no other team in the NFC over the Cowboys. You got that one right now.
Different team now though. Weeks later,
the Niners put the beats on the Eagles and on y'all. Bruh.
And that was before they got chased, right?
Yeah. That is the most well-rounded team in
So y'all believe in Brock Purdy?
I believe in the entirety.
Look at his numbers, man. Look at his numbers. He got the same amount of numbers that guy in the last 6 or 7 games.
And there is one thing that they do that this is one of the reasons why they beat the Eagles. They are the most physical team in football. That is without question.
It sounds like hate. I ain't even gonna front. I like the way the 49ers is
I
playing.
Give the Cowboys they flowers. It's the second best team. It is not hate.
Y'all didn't.
But I can't put them over the team that literally mopped them up and dragged their asses out into the middle of the road and had Cowboys fans ready to give up on the season.
We just gave them 40 minutes on the Lakers. And then y'all came in and gave them 2 minutes on the Cowboys. Y'all can't do that. That sound like hate,
bro. We not gonna sit here and act like the Niners didn't drag their asses across the fucking highway. It wasn't like it was a close game or nothing. Like, no, they dragged their asses across the fucking street. Like,
it happens. A dead clock is right twice a day.
No.
I think they've beaten the Eagles. They've beaten the Eagles and the Cowboys by a combined like 66 points or something like that.
Like, bro. Like, yeah. What are we even like, bro?
They're mopping teams, right? They're mopping the good team.
Y'all hate.
They are just they're more physical. Like, that is what it is. They're roughing people up.
Y'all hating.
The Cowboys point mark.
Y'all is hating.
The Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC. The Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC and probably the second best team in the league right now. They just not better than the Niners. That's all.
All right.
It's okay to be number
2. We're gonna play this back.
Yeah, I'll go as far as to say they're the second best team in the league right now.
You hear me? You took the words out of my mouth, big dog. In a couple of weeks,
When
we
NFC
gonna
Championship
play this
talk
bite
coming
back.
up, we're gonna talk about it.
Bro, they have eliminated y'all from the playoffs 2 years in a row and then dragged y'all this year. I don't want to hear it when it comes to the Niners and Cowboys.
So just imagine
show
this.
me.
This year, just imagine this. We don't have to see them in the first round of the playoffs this year, right?
Right.
All roads lead to us seeing them in the NFC Championship.
Right.
And you got life and book. You on dope or dog food?
Right.
If you think we gonna get to the NFC Championship and get dog walked
To this day.
crazy.
Right.
Y'all might not gonna get dog walked again, but y'all gonna lose again.
Nope, I don't see it, brother.
That's hate.
You didn't see
I
it
like-
the last
man,
2
the
years when y'all
Cowboys
went to the
were
playoffs.
impressive.
You didn't see it this year before y'all played them, and it still happened.
Cinco, the Bears got to win, man. I was at Soldier Field the other day.
The Bears still in the playoff.
They
mode,
brought
which is
Club Dub
crazy.
back. You seen them on Channel 9 News. You heard?
Crazy, man. That's man. Get the future back in there, man.
got-
They need to put some future back in that locker room, man. Because
I got a question for
they're
y'all.
looking
though.
good right now, man.
Got a
Wait,
question. for
wait.
y'all.
I just want to point out, Chris, you called me crazy for saying the Lions was going to end up being trash. Here we are again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was going on the other day. I was like, ooh, this looking funny in the light. This like store bought. This is like store brand cereal. This don't look like name brand. This don't look like Quaker
I'm
Oats.
telling you, bro.
General
Mills.
Mills.
They put a little sticker over, try to confuse people.
Let me ask y'all a question though. With the climate, with the situation being the way it is right now, the Bears got the number 1 pick based on it. They have Carolina's pick coming up in the draft.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert is out for the season, right? We really pretty much waiting on the shoe to drop for Staley to get up out of there, right? There's been talks about Belichick maybe moving from New England to LA. Long story less long. If you the Bears, I'm just spitballing. I just want to get y'all honest opinion. If I'm LA and I call and say, yo, we'll give y'all, or if I'm the Bears, I'm sorry, we call LA, we say, we'll take Justin Herbert, we'll give y'all Justin Fields and the number 1 pick.
Bet it up.
Bet it up.
Take that.
If I'm the Bears, I'm for sure doing
Bet
it.
it up.
If I'm the Bears, I'm for sure doing it. If I'm the Chargers, you got to
If
be
I'm
crazy
the
to do that.
No, if I'm the Chargers, I'm saying yes. Because guess what I'm gonna go get in the draft?
Caleb, listen, this what I'm going with it. If it's LA,
Nope.
I'm not a
listen,
believer.
check
I'm not a believer
check
in
me
Caleb.
out.
I'm
Check
not
me
a
out. I'm gonna let y'all
I'm not a
finish.
believer in Caleb.
I'm gonna let y'all finish, but check me out. Just check me out. If I'm LA and the Bears call me and say we'll give you Justin Fields and the number 1 pick for Justin Herbert, I'm trading Justin Herbert. I'm gonna take the number 1 pick. I'm gonna draft the LA kid that's going to USC to play in the LA arena. They just announced today that the Super Bowl is coming in 2027.
Too bad they ain't gonna be playing in it.
Damn.
Get Caleb. I'm not a believer in Caleb. I'm not.
I
His
hear
mechanics are
I hear
trash.
what you're saying, but me being a football guy, I'm keeping Justin Fields.
All right.
If I'm the Chargers, I'm gonna keep Justin Fields or whatever, and they're gonna give me that first pick. I'm taking Marvin Harrison off the board with that first pick.
Somebody gonna take him.
Not a believer in Marvin Harrison.
Damn.
But bro, you got to be out your mind if you're not.
If I'm the Bears, I ain't taking them Ohio State products. Period. I don't give a fuck.
That's why I
don't
say
give a
if you're the Chargers, when you
Rose
get
kid,
Justin
man.
Fields in that pick, you take him because you put him in the wide receiver room with Keenan Allen. Man, come on, man.
They
You
need
put
him
that
because
man
Mike
in
Williams has
Marvin
never
Harrison
plays.
don't give me the Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Andre Johnson coming out of college.
Who
vibes.
does nowadays though?
Exactly.
The
And
best
this is
receiver
where
in the
you're
league.
trouble.
The best receiver in the league
and
right
this
now
is
is
where
5'9", 150 pounds,
Yeah, but
60 pounds.
Tyreek has unhuman speed. Like
That is true.
Unhuman.
That is a true statement.
Like there
When-
is something about him that is not human.
I just
But
posed
why-
this question: when was the last time a receiver was good enough to be mentioned in the Heisman conversation?
Keyshawn,
And
No,
that was
there's
in the
been receivers
90s.
since.
Braylon Edwards. Nah,
He
Fitzgerald.
just
That
had
was
a
in the
receiver
90s.
win a
That was early
Heisman. What are you
2000s.
talking about? Devontae Smith. What are we talking about?
Yeah, Vontae. Yeah.
I forgot
Like,
about
we
Vontae.
just had a
I forgot
receiver
about
win a
Vontae
Heisman.
Smith. But
Yeah,
I mean,
like I don't see. Like I'm not saying Marvin Harrison isn't a really damn good receiver. I just don't see him as like I'm taking him in the top 3 type talent. Like he don't jump off the screen in that way. Top 10 for sure. he don't jump
He's a
off the
pros
screen
kid.
in the top 3.
He's a
Yeah,
pros
like
kid, man. He's
Right.
his way to adapt
There's
to
a
the
lot to be
NFL
said for that.
lifestyle is going to be easy.
Word.
Very
that's
easy.
cool.
Word.
That's cool. That don't mean nothing when it comes to playing the actual game.
Is a quarterback
But it makes the game easier for you because you so used to this has been your life.
Look, either he can
So
read
it's
receivers
not
or
a- it's
either
not
he
a
can read
difference for you.
defenses or he can't. Either he can run routes or he can't. Like some stuff is just universal.
Is a quarterback
But he
going?
proved-
Is a quarterback going number 1 in the draft? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all don't got to tell me who, but yes or no. Is a quarterback
I'm gonna pray
going?
for those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray for whoever take Caleb Williams though. I'm gonna pray for him.
It ain't got to be Caleb. It could be Drake May. It could be
I'ma
Bo
pray for
Nix.
them
It could
too.
be. It could be.
I'm gonna pray for them too.
Absolutely. You see the success that Stroud has had this year? Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Stroud's an anomaly.
Straight up.
Teams will try to duplicate that. Absolutely.
Which is very difficult because Stroud is a better NFL quarterback than he was a college.
Let's do quick hits. These is kind of old from the past couple of weeks. We talking Puff or nah? We talking Johnathan Majors or nah? Y'all seen the video earlier? Nah, what?
Hey, speaking of Tyreek Hill.
Oh my God.
Speaking of
running
Tyreek
like
Hill, boy.
he was running like he had to take his mom's chicken out the freezer, man.
He said, I'm going for 2,000 this year too.
That look like one of them black and white movies with no sound, bro. I watched it on mute.
Bruh, that's
What are you
one of them
doing?
That's one of them videos you put a sound bite over.
Yeah,
Just
the Looney
any
Tunes
sound bite
theme
goes
song
with it.
behind it, right? Tom and Jerry, what are you doing? And I knew that was him because he been wearing the weird ass like long white socks and like he looked like dog.
Bro, why this nigga dressed in Amish?
Yeah, I was about to say that he looked like he's stepping off the boat at Rikers Island back in the 1920s from Ireland or something with these shoes like Super Mario hat on. He got the top coat on with the.
They say he's still
You know,
wearing his
it
clothes
never
from
worked.
Lovecraft country.
Basically,
I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. I'm gonna keep that with me.
y'all saw the Thug trial got postponed. Fam got stabbed in jail.
Oh
Yeah, man. That's crazy, man.
So the judge dismissed the jury for Christmas. Talking about don't talk to nobody, don't watch TV, don't. If anybody asks you about the case, say I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, you gonna send me home at the beginning of December.
In Atlanta.
Come back to after Christmas in Atlanta. Tell me not to watch TV. Nigga, I'm finna go watch the news right now.
Yeah, it ain't looking good, bro. It ain't looking good.
They done put Gunna's testimony on the internet.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they got him in there admitting everything, dang near.
Yikes.
This is why it's
that
important, kids, to do dirt by yourself. I'm not telling you to go out there and do no dirt, but you ain't gonna never tell it on yourself. You ain't gonna snitch on yourself.
We talking
Stop
Don't
doing
do
dirt
it.
with
But if you
everybody.
are, do it by your lonely.
Do it
Sound
by
like
your
Chris
own.
Carter, man. Always have a fall guy.
Carissa Thompson came out and said that she made up some of them reports that she was given when she was a sideline reporter. Aaron Andrews co-signed and said she used to do the same thing because coaches was irritable on the sideline at halftime, wouldn't talk to them, so they had to have something to come out of the break with.
Bro, I really hate what that does to the women who are actually fighting for these interviews, fighting for
Lisa Salters came out. Lisa Salters came out and said something to her in response, bro. I don't know if you caught it.
Yeah, and again, bro, like she's the. I agree with like you gotta defend what's yours because it's so many like with the culture of how sports reporting and different things have been going in society here lately, bro. Like the culture of women being brought to the forefront when it comes to sports, when it comes to officiating, when it comes to coaching, when it comes to reporting, all that kind of stuff has been very prominent here lately. And I think you take a step back when you have these kind of things come up. You bring that, like it's like you take it one step forward and two steps back, because even if that's what you did as an individual, that's just like me as a black person saying, that's just like me as an African American saying, hey, I've used my black card to get me into, different media outlets to get interviews type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Then they gonna look at every black person now saying, oh, you using the black card to get in. You know what I mean? And that's not fair to those people who are actually doing the work, who are actually, staying in the locker room late, who are actually dealing with them coaches who have attitudes, who are actually still doing the work to still get those interviews and do right by those interviews, bro. That shit ain't cool. I don't. Me being in the industry, bro. It's not fair to. It's not fair what she's doing, and I feel like it's not fair to other women in the industry to have to follow that, because now they have to supersede what they've already been doing because of shit that ain't got nothing to do with them.
It was a while ago, but
Especially in football, though, like because we already know how much more difficult it is for women to really break into the football avenue because
Facts.
it's a super male dominated field in terms of stuff like that. Like,
Facts.
so it's even worse because it's football related.
Shout out to Jericho Owens too, by the way.
Yeah. Christian always got some single shout outs, boy. They be so off the wall.
I mean, I'm just saying, we talk about women. We talking about women in sports. You feel me?
Catch me off guard.
Hey, bro, I just want my Taylor Rooks interview so I can say I beat Jordan 1-on-1.
Oh man, that's crazy.
They gonna tell them Jeezy lies.
Hey, bro, look, I understand.
Mark Cuban, man, sold the Mavericks. Got up off of Shark Tank after 16 years. Word around the campfire is it might be a political move. We might see him running for president pretty soon because you don't just get up out of the limelight and sell your mint. You the most provocative NBA governor, NBA owner, whatever you want to call him, in the last 20 years. Now all of a sudden you just cutting bait.
He just sold the majority stake.
We're gonna have to choose between The Rock and Mark Cuban for president. Oh, great.
That's what it looked like.
It's just what we wanted.
Bro, it doesn't look like anything other than political, in my opinion. Why would you sell? Why would you sell? For what?
I think and me being from Dallas, me living in Dallas, man, I also think it is a little bit political, but I think it goes deeper than just politics. I think it's going to be his next big venture when it comes to business. And again, you got to look at who bought the team. If you're from the Dallas area, well, you might not know, but still, being from the Dallas area, I know that same Las Vegas Sands company purchased up a bunch of land on the outskirts of Dallas type shit, and we know what they're known for. So I feel like if it is political for him to get on, to get in some type of Senate, council, running for president, anything like that, I think his first line of business is going to be trying to legalize sports betting and gambling in Texas so that he can bring some additional revenue to the team and whatever his next venture is. He's already said that, if he did something other than own a basketball team, that's what it would be. So I feel like he's going to try his hat in that. And I mean, why not? That's the next best thing going right now.
I think he will own the casinos. I think he will buy casinos. He will build casinos. He'll get into the sports betting business and make more billions. I mean, if sports betting gets legalized in Texas, watch out.
It's going to. The writing's on the wall.
Yeah, it will be legal everywhere. So I mean,
told
Texas.
Y'all niggas, I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was swearing, but I told y'all niggas.
Yeah, Florida's already in route. Texas next. So, and then I don't think California is legalized yet. So, that's going to be next right after Texas.
It's a money grab. That's all it is. It's a money grab, and they're so smart. They so smart about it. Like, this has been like years, and like this ain't just happened. He didn't just pick up the phone and say, "Hey," like nobody even knew the team was on the market. The team was never for sale like that. You know what I mean? It was just more of a business deal. Like, hey, let me buy the majority stake of this team. Let me do this so that you can focus on something else. Now they already had started thinking about building a new Mavericks complex with a casino attached to it, with a resort, different stuff like that. So it's already in the making, man. Look for that. Look for that to be coming soon. Don't be surprised if the Mavericks move to Arlington or Irving, one of the outskirts. Don't be surprised if they make where the Cowboys and the Rangers play now a sports complex like they have in other cities to include
That's what they're doing in DC. They about to move the Wizards and move the Capitals out to Arlington. They just announced
to Arlington. Yeah. Don't be surprised if that happens here in Dallas as well. So,
man, speaking of money grabs, while we get into the sneaker rundown, check out John McEnroe and Travis Scott.
Damn it, Travis. Jenny's right. Okay, let's have a bit of a compromise here. Her suggestion is to do a Cactus Mac thing for this one shoe instead of Cactus Jack. Okay,
but John, like, I mean, somebody on here got correct me wrong, but this is my first time even hearing about this. Like, Cactus Mac was never a thing. Like,
what's the name of your shoe? We don't know.
Show a little respect. This is my shoe.
No, I mean, I'm not really like feeling it. It's like something about it just feel a little off. It's like a burger or something. Like, well, I ain't trying to take nothing away from you. I ain't trying to disrespect. I ain't trying to do nothing like that. I just, trust me, I know more about the knowledge of the shoe than probably anybody. But like right now, the young Rangers really the ones that's kind of pushing the needle for what's going on right now. I mean, you just gotta trust me on this, bro. Like,
wait a minute, look. Take a look at this, okay? You see this picture?
Bro, I'm not trying to see no old photos.
It's gratitude.
We ain't trying to see no old photos.
John, look, hey, yo.
Years, okay?
Come on, bro. I'm trying to take no. Man, I ain't trying. Hey, look, where you going? Where you going?
John laughed.
John!
That boy burnt out on him after the meeting. Did y'all hear about this situation?
Part of me really has been debating if this was real or marketing.
Oh, it's fake. It's fake. You saw Travis Scott start spray painting his statue. Then John McEnroe did a man on the street interview the very next day with the shoes on. Talking about, I got a Cactus Mac. He had it all printed up on the shoe and on the shirt. And then today, after they did the fourth quarter heating up joint, they had a rollout, a mural. Both of them got the shoes on because the shoes dropped today.
It's good marketing.
Everything is a rollout.
Right.
Because, I mean, that's what McEnroe's known for, being a high.
It was just guerrilla marketing. Like, but I'm trying to figure out who leaked the Zoom call.
Oh, that was purposely done.
Bro, that's illegal. We just saw that happen with Rachel Nichols and
but that's what I mean. I think that
Maria
was
Taylor.
all. I think that was all set up. Like, I think everybody involved.
Yeah, I think that was part of the setup.
That's why I said that's why I was saying if it was real or marketing, because I think it was real.
That's trash though, because they just leaked it like at the beginning of the week, or like last week, and then all of a sudden the shoe is dropping. It's like, bro,
exactly. Yeah. Perfect time.
I think it was all marketing, which, I mean, like I said, it's perfect though, because that's what McEnroe's known for, being a hothead.
Y'all think these shoes gonna sell out after that just because of that? No. Same thing Kanye. So Kanye did his joint the other day. He previewed the album with Ty Dolla $ign, and he had a black Ku Klux Klan hood on. Y'all think that's gonna sell records?
He wildin'.
That's gonna sell records?
Kanye wildin'.
I mean, these people have cults, man. They gonna sell something for sure. I mean, these people got loyal followers. They don't care. It don't matter what these guys do. Some of these guys.
The next episode before the holidays kick off, we're gonna get into what era we really think we should have been born in. Cause I don't know. I don't know if this is the world for me. I'd have been better off in the 70s when times were simpler. You feel what I'm saying?
Let me find out you just wanted to wear some bell bottoms and a polyester shirt.
I wanted to drive a long boy, you heard, pause, and and listen to some funk and be a player. I don't need all of this. Like people doing everything for attention, bro. It don't make no sense to me.
So sales money.
The internet is a terrible place.
All right. Shout outs before we get up out of here. Y'all, we're going to go around the bend. I'm going last.
Big time shout out for me, man. I know we ending the college football season, man, but I got to give a huge shout out to the New Mexico State football team. You dig what I'm saying?
Tell them why.
Yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, man, my son actually plays for the New Mexico State. I was blessed with the opportunity to go down and see them put a shellacking on those Auburn Tigers a couple of weeks ago, man. This is the first time in I think like 50-something years that program has had a 10-win season. What their coach is doing out there is amazing. Shout out to Coach Kill, man. Those guys have something really special brewing out there. I mean, they don't play in a Power 5, but they are playing some good football, man. For them to go into Auburn and beat an SEC team by 21 points, man, that was major, you know. So shout out to them in that program, and keep going, Junior Mac, man. I love you, son. I'm proud of you. And you know I'm always a phone call away if you need me, big dog.
That's hard.
So big shout out to them, man.
That's hard.
Yeah,
man.
man. That was hard, man. I love
that, bro. Cinco.
And then shout out to the guys, man. Y'all know what we do, man. Hitmen all day.
Cinco, who you shouting out, bro?
Man, I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna do some of that propaganda myself, and I'm gonna shout out Anthony Davis, man. I'm gonna shout out AD, man. Hey, man, AD get a lot of hate, man. AD get a lot of crap, a lot of slander. Not only from a couple of my members over here on the Hitman, but also
No, just
around the
me. Just
but
me.
also around social media too as well. Man, the man has got 13 straight double doubles, 8, 25, and 10, 25 plus and 10 plus rebound games in his last 10 games. He's on a roll, looking like one of the best bigs in the league. People saying that he couldn't play next to Bron and have success and contribute to the team, and he's doing that night in, night out, just what the people want. And the streets been quiet. So I'm shouting out AD, man. Hope we keep this playing up. And I'm gonna shout out last but not least. I'm gonna shout out them Bulls, man, because they gonna help us get over the top, man. Zach LaVine on the way, man. Zach LaVine on the way. You heard it here. Zach
You don't want
LaVine on
LaVine.
the way,
You
man.
don't want
On
LaVine
the
if you want
way.
to win.
Hey, he said AD took his street clothes off and put the army fatigues on. You feel me? Put the stuff, put the SWAT gear on to put that work.
If you want to
in.
win, you don't need LaVine, bro. You're better off
Hey,
without.
I'm shouting out the Bulls, man. Zach LaVine on the way, man. Come on, we're gonna have our third star to the team, and man, and we're gonna put us in some rare company, man.
Y'all
So,
get they gonna bring Caruso back too or what?
I don't know if we got the cash for that, but we'll see.
So what
I
y'all
think
giving up?
Caruso.
Y'all giving him Hachimura? Y'all giving up
Hachimura and Reeves,
D-Lo.
bro.
We give him D-Lo. We give him
We don't
Hashimura. We
need
give him
that.
another
We
guy.
don't need that. We
Gabe
got Kobe
Vincent.
and Io. We don't need D'Lo.
Yeah, but it's
I mean,
Hachimura
we'll
and
give him
Reeves,
two.
bro.
We'll give him 2 first round, 2 second round picks. They can't say no to that because they ain't gonna get it nowhere else. Ain't no market for him.
It's cool. Y'all go ahead and take LaVine with the bad knee. Good luck.
Jeezy, who you shouting out, bro?
Y'all better off without. I mean, even though we had the conversation about it earlier, I still want to give Draymond Green a shout out for something I wish I could have did to Rudy Gobert.
Shout out to Detroit.
You know, the rear naked choke, man. That was that's the moment of the season.
Crossface chicken wing, Bob Backlund style.
If y'all only knew how much I don't like Rudy Gobert, like that was my favorite moment in the NBA in the last
man.
like
Viva la
decade.
France. I'm about to go watch Napoleon this week. I'm finna go check the movie out.
That's easily my highlight of the last decade of basketball.
I've been waiting to get on your ass, nigga. Oh, can't stand you.
I never thought there would be a player I hated more than Kevin Garnett.
Hey, why did he get behind him like Michael Myers though?
Hey, bro. Hey, shout out.
Bro, why did Rudy Gobert look like he was drowning?
Hey.
What's up with Draymond going after big men though? Rudy Gobert, Nurkic,
I mean, Rudy Gobert
Sabonis before the season was over with. He just beefing with big men.
I mean, the ones that are considered soft. It's the same thing Kevin Garnett used to do.
He also mad Rudy Gobert stole that Defensive Player of the Year award from him, and that's the reason why he couldn't get that Supermax.
But you know,
man, if Rudy Gobert leading the big men in steals instead of blocks, you feel me? You can't be mad at him for that.
Shout out to I am gonna give a shout out because we talk about them all the time. Though the Orlando Magic. I know they didn't win the tournament, but right now they sitting as one of the top teams in the East.
Number 2 in the league in the East, baby.
Them young boys getting it together. You know, they figuring out how to close games, which they had issues with earlier in the season. Paolo finally turned it around after a rough start.
That's right.
Shout out to Coach Mosley too, because he got them boys playing defense too.
Been around for a while too. I didn't even know that. He been around for a minute.
Jamal Mosley came from the Mavericks tree, brother.
Yeah.
So shout out to him too, and you know I got to shout out my Michigan boys, you know, Franz and Mo. You know what I'm saying? They out there, especially Franz, hooping. So definitely shout out to them. It's the holiday season, so definitely shout out to everybody. You know, and their loved ones, you know, either those who are still here with us or those who are no longer with us. Just shout out to everybody during this season, because I know it's one of those times of the year. So, shout out to that too.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the pod princess. She turned 3 since we checked back in with y'all last time. I love you, baby. Shout out to my brothers for pulling up once again, helping me get this yellow top back out on the streets. Making sure that y'all get it straight to y'all veins. We're going to end 2023 on a high note, kicking off the 2-4 like Kobe. Shout out to my dogs, CJ and Daryl. I Ain't Going. They getting ready to celebrate their 100th episode. They doing a big blowout in Atlanta. The details should be coming. Make sure y'all check them out at IAin'tGoing.com. They everywhere their podcast live. They our next door neighbors. Keeping the music up loud as hell, but we don't give a damn.
Shout out to them, man. They're my boys too,
Shout
man.
out to the guys.
Player partners, man. Shout out to my dog Parker over at Behind the Broadcast for shining the light on the hard work that's being done behind the scenes. We talk a lot about what's going on in front of the camera with these athletes and these games, but there's so many more people that are sacrificing time with their families, that's sacrificing time on the road, trying to bring the best possible product they can to fans of pure sport. So shout out to him, and shout out to the men and women, the hardworking men and women in the sports industry. Ari Chambers, Tarika Foster Brasby, my dog, she just got through with her surgery, fresh out, and she's trying to get back to work with the quickness. So speedy recovery. Appreciate you for everything that you're doing. We love you over here at the Hitmen Podcast. Can't wait to have you on. Shout out to Cassie Bradley. She schooled me on the Live Take. Make sure I get the Live Take app. It's basically an app. This is not an ad, but it was pretty cool to check out. It's basically like you bring a First Take into your homes. Like you can do First Take with somebody. Essentially, it's like a 2 or 3 minute debate about a sports topic. We talked about the in-season tournament. We talked about championship seed, and it was real dope. It was real smooth. So shout out to Cass for bringing that to my attention. She's a friend of the show. She's been on here a few times. But beyond that, man, that's all I got. We're gonna check back in with y'all next week before the holidays, and then we might take a break. We might not. It depends on how much y'all fiending. If y'all want some more of this yellow top, just hit us up in the mailbag. Y'all know where to reach us at, the hitmenpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on the socials. Y'all already know where we at. And last but not least, man, before we get out of here in 2023, y'all can't forget about the guys, man. Don't ever forget in your life.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to acknowledge it.
All right, it was a miracle. Can we go now?
Y'all be safe. We'll catch y'all next week. Holla!
Out of the target center.